The Exorcist, 1973, remains one of the most iconic and influential horror films in cinema history, captivating audiences with its terrifying story and groundbreaking performances. Over 5 decades later, fans are still intrigued by the cast who brought this chilling tale to life and wonder where they are now. From Linda Blair, whose unforgettable role catapulted her to fame and brought its own set of challenges, to Ellen Burstyn, whose career and accolades have solidified her as a Hollywood legend, each cast member has a unique story. In 2024, we look back at their journeys, exploring how this legendary film shaped their lives, their triumphs and tragedies, and the legacies they've left behind. Max von Sydow, born on April 10, 1929, delivered a masterful performance as Father Merrin in The Exorcist. At 44, he was already a celebrated actor known for his collaborations with Swedish director Ingmar Bergman, including The Seventh Seal, 1957, where he famously played chess with death. A deeply private man, Max struggled to balance his career with his personal life. His first marriage to Christina Olin lasted over 2 decades but ended in divorce, leaving him heartbroken and distant from his 2 sons. His second marriage to French filmmaker Catherine Breillat brought him some solace, and he later became a French citizen. Despite his professional acclaim, including roles in The Exorcist and Pelle the Conqueror, 1987, he wrestled with the pressures of fame and a sense of alienation in Hollywood. Max passed away peacefully on March 8, 2020, at the age of 90, leaving behind a legacy of unforgettable performances tinged with the sadness of unspoken struggles. Lee J. Cobb, born December 8, 1911, lent gravitas to his role as Lieutenant Kinderman in The Exorcist at the age of 61. A heavyweight in the acting world, Cobb was renowned for his powerful performances in films like On the Waterfront, 1954, and 12 Angry Men, 1957. However, his life was filled with turmoil. During the McCarthy era, Cobb was accused of communist affiliations and testified before the House Un-American Activities Committee, a decision that plagued him with guilt and damaged his reputation. His personal life was no less turbulent, with 2 failed marriages and a strained relationship with his children. Health issues, compounded by years of smoking and stress, led to his early death from a heart attack on February 11, 1976, at the age of 64. Though his career was illustrious, Cobb's final years were overshadowed by regret and a longing for the peace that eluded him. Kitty Wynn, born on February 21, 1943, gained recognition for her role as Sharon, Chris MacNeil's steadfast assistant in The Exorcist. At 30 years old during the film's production, she portrayed a character embodying compassion amidst the supernatural chaos. Before this, Kitty won critical acclaim for her role in The Panic in Needle Park, 1971, earning the Best Actress award at Cannes. Despite early success, her acting career was short-lived. She retired from the industry by the late 1970s, citing a disillusionment with Hollywood. Kitty's personal life has been marked by solitude. She never married or had children, focusing instead on writing and painting in her later years. While she managed to avoid public scandal, Kitty endured the loneliness of choosing a path away from fame and the sense of being forgotten by an industry she once illuminated. Now 81 years old, she lives a quiet, private life, far removed from her days in front of the camera. Jason Miller, born on April 22, 1939, gave an iconic performance as Father Damien Karras, a priest grappling with faith and guilt in The Exorcist. At 34, Jason had already achieved literary fame, winning the Pulitzer Prize for his play That Championship Season, 1972. While his acting in The Exorcist was widely praised, Jason's later career struggled to match this peak. He battled personal demons, including alcoholism, and the weight of expectations from his early success. Jason married Linda Mae Gleason, with whom he had 4 children, including actor Jason Patric, but their marriage ended in divorce. Financial instability and health issues plagued his later years, and he was often described as a deeply tormented yet brilliant artist. Jason died on May 13, 2001, at the age of 62 from a heart attack, leaving behind a legacy of both brilliance and unfulfilled potential. Barton Heyman, born on January 24, 1937, played Dr. Klein, a skeptical physician in The Exorcist, at the age of 36. Though his role in the film was minor, it marked a peak in his career, which included appearances in movies like The Paper Chase, 1973, and Dead Man Walking, 1995. Heyman's early life was marked by instability, growing up in a fractured home where financial struggles were common. This adversity fueled his ambition to succeed as an actor, but his career remained sporadic, and he often took on supporting roles to make ends meet. Barton was married twice. Both marriages ended in divorce, with his ex-wives citing his temper and struggles with alcoholism as key factors. He had 2 children, Sarah and James, with whom he had a strained relationship due to his frequent absences and erratic behavior. Despite his professional achievements, Heyman faced significant financial and health challenges in his later years. He died of a heart attack on May 15, 1996, at the age of 59, leaving behind a legacy of talent overshadowed by personal turmoil. William O'Malley, born on August 18, 1931, was a real-life Jesuit priest who played Father Joseph Dyer in The Exorcist. At 42, his role as the compassionate friend of Father Karras added authenticity to the film's religious elements. O'Malley's life was deeply intertwined with his faith. He taught theology at Fordham University and wrote several books on spirituality. However, his participation in such a graphic and controversial film stirred controversy within the Catholic community, with some accusing him of undermining his clerical duties. Outside of the priesthood, O'Malley struggled with feelings of isolation and a longing for deeper human connection, which he often addressed in his writings. Though he never married or had children, he mentored countless students over decades of teaching. In his later years, O'Malley faced declining health, eventually retiring from public life. He passed away on July 15, 2023, at the age of 91, leaving behind a complex legacy as both a man of faith and an unexpected figure in horror cinema history. Peter Masterson, born on June 1, 1934, in Houston, Texas, portrayed Dr. Berenger, the clinic director, in The Exorcist when he was 39 years old. Raised during the Great Depression, Peter developed a resilient and introspective nature that would later define his artistic vision. His career spanned acting, directing, and writing, with his most acclaimed work being The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, which earned widespread recognition. Despite his professional triumphs, Peter faced personal struggles. Married to actress Carlin Glynn in 1960, their union lasted nearly 6 decades and produced 3 children, including actress Mary Stuart Masterson. However, the family endured the hardships of Peter's deteriorating health due to Parkinson's disease, a condition that began affecting him in his later years. The illness left him largely housebound and unable to engage fully in his passions before he passed away on December 18, 2018, at the age of 84. Rudolf Schundler, born on April 17, 1906, in Leipzig, Germany, played Karl, the loyal housekeeper of the MacNeil family in The Exorcist. He was 67 years old during filming. Schundler's life reflected the turbulence of 20th century Europe. Growing up amidst the instability of post-World War I Germany, he pursued acting as a way to escape his bleak surroundings. During the Nazi regime, he was blacklisted for refusing to adhere to propaganda-driven roles, leading to a period of professional hardship and personal peril. After the war, Rudolf rebuilt his career, appearing in numerous European films, though he never achieved significant financial stability. A private man, Rudolf remained unmarried and without children, channeling his energy into his craft. Haunted by the losses of wartime and the challenges of aging, he suffered a fatal heart attack on December 12, 1988, at the age of 82, leaving behind a legacy of quiet dedication to his art. Ellen Burstyn, born on December 7, 1932, is best known for her role as Chris MacNeil in The Exorcist, 1973, where she portrayed a fiercely protective mother battling supernatural forces to save her daughter. She was 40 years old when she took on the role that cemented her as a cinematic icon. Ellen's life, however, has been marked by personal and professional challenges. Raised in a dysfunctional family in Detroit, she faced early struggles with poverty and left high school at 18 to pursue her dreams. Her acting career took off in the 1960s, but behind the scenes, she endured 3 troubled marriages. Her second husband, Neil Burstyn, struggled with severe mental illness and subjected her to emotional abuse, culminating in their painful divorce. Despite her successes, including an Oscar for Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore, 1974, Ellen has often spoken about feelings of isolation and the regret of not having children. Now 91, she lives a quieter life, reflecting on a career filled with triumphs and a personal journey defined by resilience in the face of adversity. Jack McGowan, born on October 13, 1918, was an accomplished Irish actor whose performance as Burke Dennings, the abrasive yet endearing director in The Exorcist, brought a touch of levity to the dark film. At 54 years old during filming, Jack was celebrated for his stage work, particularly his collaborations with Samuel Beckett, which cemented his reputation as a master of absurdist theater. However, his career was often overshadowed by his fragile health, exacerbated by the physical demands of his roles. Jack married actress Aileen Gloria Nugent, and the couple had one daughter, Tara, though his demanding work schedule often strained their family life. Tragically, Jack died on January 30, 1973, from complications related to influenza, just months before The Exorcist premiered. His untimely death at 54 cut short a career that was still flourishing, leaving a void in both his family and the theatrical world. Robert Simons, born on December 1, 1926, in Bristow, Oklahoma, portrayed Dr. Taney, the physician attempting to help Regan in The Exorcist. He was 46 years old during the film's production. Robert's early life was marked by poverty and a strained relationship with his parents, which spurred his pursuit of a career in the arts as a form of escape and self-reinvention. He became a respected stage actor and was a prominent figure in New York's theater scene before transitioning to film and television. Despite his career successes, his personal life was fraught with difficulties. His first marriage ended in divorce, leaving him emotionally shaken. His second marriage to actress Priscilla Pointer brought him some peace, and the couple had a daughter, Amy, who later followed in their artistic footsteps. Tragically, Robert's later years were marred by a battle with prostate cancer, which claimed his life on August 23, 2007, at the age of 80, cutting short a life marked by resilience and artistic passion. Linda Blair was born on January 22, 1959, and became an international sensation at the age of 14 after playing Regan MacNeil, the possessed girl in The Exorcist, 1973. The role earned her an Academy Award nomination and thrust her into the harsh spotlight of Hollywood. However, the intense media attention, coupled with the film's controversial themes, took a toll on her mental health. Linda faced difficulty escaping the shadow of Regan, leading to a series of roles in lesser-known films like Chained Heat, 1983, and Savage Streets, 1984. In her personal life, she dated several celebrities, including Rick Springfield and Deep Purple's Glenn Hughes, but she never married and has no children. Struggles with substance abuse marred her 20s, culminating in an arrest for drug possession in 1977, which further damaged her career. Despite these challenges, Linda reinvented herself as an animal rights activist, founding the Linda Blair World Heart Foundation to rescue abused animals. Now 65 years old, she lives a quiet, purpose-driven life, dedicating her time to advocacy and reflecting on the bittersweet legacy of her iconic role. Titus Vandis, born on November 7, 1917, played Kara's uncle in The Exorcist, 1973, a role that showcased his talent for portraying supportive, complex familial figures. Titus was 56 years old at the time of filming, a veteran actor whose career spanned theater and film, often highlighting the immigrant experience. Born in Greece, he arrived in the United States during the turmoil of World War II, driven by a need for stability and opportunity. Titus' personal life was fraught with the challenges of adapting to a new culture and raising a family with limited resources. His marriage to Stavroula Krakoulis was marked by hard work, sacrifice, and infrequent moments of happiness. Over the years, Titos became known for his moving performances but faced periods of unemployment and financial strain. The specter of cancer loomed over his final years, a condition he fought valiantly until the end. Titos Vandis passed away on February 23, 2003, at 85, from cancer, leaving behind a legacy of resilience and acting prowess. Arthur Storch was born on June 29, 1925, and was cast as the psychiatrist in The Exorcist, 1973, a character who examined Regan MacNeil's strange behavior with clinical detachment. Storch was 48 years old at the time of filming, but his personal story was marked by less drama than some of his peers. Growing up in a working-class neighborhood in New York City, he faced hardships during the Great Depression and often turned to acting as a means of escape. Arthur's career included a mix of theater, television, and film, yet he struggled to find consistent fame. Despite years of experience, he encountered financial difficulties and a sense of professional dissatisfaction. Arthur's marriage to actress Judith Roberts faced its own challenges and eventually ended in separation. Health issues, including diabetes, shadowed his later years, yet he maintained a commitment to his craft. He passed away on March 5, 2013, at 87, from natural causes. Vasiliki Maliaros, born on October 16, 1883, embodied Kara's mother in The Exorcist, 1973, a small but significant role portraying the spiritual and emotional anchor for Father Karras. She was 89 years old at the time, having spent most of her life away from the Hollywood limelight. Vasiliki was a proud Greek immigrant who overcame the trials of early 20th century America, raising her children amid financial and social hardships. Her involvement in the film was an unexpected turn, brought on by her connection to the director William Friedkin, who admired her deep, soulful presence. The later years of her life were marked by loneliness, especially after the death of her husband, who had been her rock. Vasiliki struggled with health complications, particularly after a stroke in her late 80s. She passed away on February 9, 1973, at the age of 89, due to natural causes, leaving behind a legacy of quiet strength and faith. John Mahone was born on February 3, 1938. In The Exorcist, 1973, he played the language lab director, a subtle but important figure who assists in decoding the unsettling sounds made by Regan MacNeil. At the age of 35, John brought a quiet intensity to his role that resonated with audiences. He had an early interest in the arts, studying theater at college and appearing in various stage productions. Despite his talent, John's career had its ups and downs, marked by small roles that never quite propelled him into the limelight. His personal life saw both moments of joy and struggle. He was married twice and had 2 children, though one marriage ended in divorce due to personal conflicts. In his later years, John experienced health challenges but remained active in theater and community arts. He passed away on May 3, 2020, at the age of 82 from natural causes, leaving behind a legacy of subtle yet memorable performances. Robert Geringer, born on May 12, 1926, played the minor yet memorable role of the senator at the party in The Exorcist, 1973. At 47, Robert's portrayal was brief but impactful, contributing to the film's backdrop of political and social dynamics. His early years were shaped by the hardships of the post-war era, influencing his decision to pursue acting as a form of escapism and self-expression. Over his career, he appeared in various films and television series, often cast in roles that hinted at his commanding presence. However, his professional life had its share of disappointment. He struggled with typecasting and often felt that the bigger roles eluded him. Robert married his college sweetheart, but their marriage ended in turmoil after the loss of a child, which left lasting scars on their relationship. He spent his final years in relative obscurity, battling health complications related to age. Robert passed away on November 8, 1989, at the age of 63 due to a stroke, leaving behind a legacy marked by resilience and quiet strength. William Peter Blatty was born on January 7, 1928, and was the writer and producer of The Exorcist, 1973, adapting his own novel to the big screen at the age of 45. Blatty's upbringing was marked by poverty and the challenges of growing up in the Bronx during the Great Depression. His early life was shaped by religious themes, which would later inspire his most famous work. Blatty achieved recognition as a talented writer with his comedic novel A Shot in the Dark, 1964, but it was The Exorcist that cemented his legacy. Despite his success, Blatty's life had its share of struggles, including moments of doubt and the burden of fame. He was married to his wife, Julie, for over 60 years, and they had 3 children, a relationship marked by mutual respect and support despite the challenges his writing brought to his personal life. He was deeply affected by the challenges of adapting The Exorcist into a film, facing creative disputes and critical backlash during the process. In his later years, Blatty continued to write and advocate for the importance of faith. He passed away on January 12, 2017, at the age of 89, due to multiple myeloma, leaving behind a legacy of literary and cinematic contributions. Eileen Dietz was born on January 11, 1945, and took on the dual roles of portraying the face of the demon and doubling for Linda Blair in intense scenes in The Exorcist, 1973. At the age of 28, Eileen brought a raw intensity to the movie that helped create some of its most memorable moments. Her journey began in a challenging environment, growing up in a working-class family where acting was seen as an unlikely career path. Dietz worked tirelessly to break into Hollywood, initially struggling to secure roles. Her breakthrough came with The Exorcist, which, while catapulting her into the spotlight, also left her grappling with being typecast in horror roles. Her personal life faced its share of turmoil as well. She married her first husband at a young age, but the union ended in divorce, and she faced difficulty balancing work and relationships due to her demanding career. At 79 years old, Eileen Dietz remains active in the horror community, attending conventions and continuing to share stories from her time working on the film. Ron Faber, born on February 16, 1933, was a versatile actor who played Chuck, the assistant director, and contributed his voice for the demonic scenes in The Exorcist. During the film's production, Ron was 40 years old, a time when he had already carved a niche for himself in theater and television. His upbringing in a small Midwestern town was marked by a keen sense of ambition and a drive to break free from his humble beginnings. Despite a promising start in his career, Ron faced a series of professional setbacks, including typecasting and limited opportunities in major films. His personal life was equally tumultuous. Ron was married twice, and both marriages ended in bitter divorces, marred by accusations of infidelity and emotional neglect. He had 2 children from his first marriage, a son named Tom and a daughter named Lisa, whose relationship with him became strained after his divorce. The pain of these failed marriages and the emotional toll of raising children under difficult circumstances were significant challenges in his life. In his final years, Ron battled lung cancer, a disease he succumbed to on March 26, 2023, at the age of 90. Roy Cooper was born on January 22, 1930, and was known for his role as the Jesuit dean in The Exorcist, 1973, a high-ranking church figure whose presence added weight to the film's depiction of religious authority. At 42, Roy brought a calm gravitas to his character, embodying the wisdom and resolve of the church as it grappled with the supernatural. Growing up during the Great Depression, Roy's early life was shaped by hardship, fueling his determination to succeed in the arts. He worked in various stage productions and television shows throughout the 1950s and 1960s, yet never quite reached widespread fame. Roy's personal life was marked by a deep commitment to his family, having been married for decades, though his marriage faced strains due to his demanding career. He was an ardent supporter of his community and actively participated in charity work. Roy passed away on February 27, 2014, at the age of 84, leaving behind a distinguished but quietly troubled career. Mercedes McCambridge was born on March 16, 1916, and is best known for providing the voice of the demon in The Exorcist, 1973, a role that left audiences shuddering in their seats. At the time of filming, Mercedes was 57 years old, bringing decades of acting experience to her work. Her early life was marked by hardship, including growing up in a family riddled with financial and emotional instability. She achieved fame through her powerful performances in radio and film, winning an Academy Award for her role in All the King's Men, 1949. Despite professional success, Mercedes struggled with alcoholism, which strained her personal life and led to a tumultuous marriage to actor and director Fletcher Markle, which ended in divorce. She also faced the heartbreak of losing her son to suicide in 1981, an event that deeply affected her. Mercedes battled depression and feelings of isolation in her later years, yet she remained active in the industry, taking on voice work and stage roles. She passed away on March 2, 2004, at the age of 87 due to natural causes. Gina Petrushka, born on October 23, 1909, was an experienced actress who played Willie, the housekeeper in the MacNeil household, in The Exorcist. At 64 years old during the filming, Gina brought a warmth and maternal presence to her role, which was a stark contrast to the supernatural chaos unfolding around her. Gina's early years were marked by hardship, having grown up in a modest household during the Great Depression, which sparked her desire to pursue acting as a means of both escape and expression. Though she found a measure of success on stage and in film, her career never quite reached the heights of stardom. She was married twice, both times to men who struggled with personal demons of their own. Her first marriage ended in divorce due to infidelity, and her second marriage fell apart due to financial troubles. Gina had one child, a daughter named Rosa, who tragically passed away at a young age, compounding the actor's grief. In her later years, she faced loneliness and health issues, but remained active in smaller roles until her death on November 20, 1991, at the age of 82, from undisclosed causes. Who is your favorite character from The Exorcist? How do you feel knowing that some of the actors have passed away? Don't hesitate to leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy this content, please remember to like, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you won't miss future videos. Thank you so much.